Hey everyone, happy Sunday and welcome to Sales Leadership Management for Dummies. Anyways, during this podcast, please like it, ask any questions, and feel free to subscribe. Anyways, Martina here, and we're going to talk about something that's close and dear to my heart, and it is poor leadership, poor management. It's probably going to hurt a few managers' feelings, but we're going to talk the truth. And the reason why this touches my heart so much this week is I actually have had probably 6 different sales reps call me to vent about their poor management and the leadership going on in their companies. Anyways, and the first thing I guess I want to say is, when we talk about poor leaders and poor management and so forth in our companies, the first thing we have to ask ourselves, and it's truly one thing I had to even ask myself, what is our as a salesperson's expectation of a manager? Well, when you figure out your expectations, you're going to figure out why they fail you every single time. As a salesperson, you would expect your managers to have knowledge. Basic knowledge even would be nice once in a while, because some of these guys don't even have any of that. So knowledge of of the product that you sell, of being in the field, knowing what it feels like to canvas, knowing the pricing, knowing the different functionalities of products, knowing different services that are provided, knowing it frontwards and backwards, knowing the CRM, whether it's Salesforce or another avenue, knowing how to navigate that system, how to get through that system. And here's the big one. If you've canvassed and that's what you do for a living, at the very minimum, have a manager who knows how to go canvas and close a deal, right? And the unfortunate part is, first of all, and I'm talking to most of you out there, if you pay attention to your office, very seldom do they ever promote from within. It's their first mistake. They don't do it. The powers that be, the general managers, the little vice presidents, or they call them themselves the vice presidents, they sit in these freaking chairs all day. And they think because they know how to read a report or create a report that they know what a sales manager looks like. And they don't. They fail to promote from within. And if they do, it's typically a bottom feeder or someone who barely can make quota at best. And the reason for their thinking, here's important, guys, is if you're a producer, they are so short-minded and so uneducated that they will not promote a producer, someone who hits those numbers, who hits those targets and exceeds them and their goals. And let me tell you why. It's not because you can't do the job, because you've already shown you can do the job. It's because they're so shallow and so egotistical and so worried about their own personal bonus they get at the end of the month. If the numbers are hit, they won't pull you out of the field because you're a top producer and you could affect their bottom line because you're not there producing for them. See, they're not smart enough to think, hey, maybe this guy can teach 4 other people to do what he does. So now I'm going to have bigger numbers and bigger gains. No. They don't, they're not smart enough to think like that. So and then some salespeople are like, I don't want to be in management. 90% of the managers make less than top producing salespeople. So those top producers, we make more money than a lot of the sales managers. But we've got poor leadership in sales. They back in the day, because again, been doing it for a minute. They used to promote from within. Managers knew how to get out and canvas. Managers knew how to promote. Managers knew how to motivate. They don't anymore. Most of them are uneducated in your field. They may have managed a Kohl's at one time, But now they want to have that person, same person that sat in a retail location for his entire life, is now going to manage an outside sales team. People that go to door to door. That's what they're going to bring in. They're going to bring in an inside sales manager who's never been out in the field, doesn't know how to go out and bird dog a sale. That's the person they're going to bring into you for a leadership position. Mostly because that's the person they can control. It's somebody that's a yes person, and it's somebody who doesn't push back against their system to help educate or say things could be a little bit better or show things to be a little bit different, right? So that is the main problem that I'm seeing. And yes, I'm looking at my notes real quick, but I have a real issue with that. I've had sales managers that have asked me, can I go with you? And I'm like, for what? I don't need you to train me. Shit, I could train you. And they're like, no, that's why I need to go. So I can see how you canvas, how you close a deal on the spot. Now, these are the very same people that they're giving the management positions to. And you companies know who you are because you are poor leaders. If you have 30 people on your sales team and only 6 are hitting their numbers and exceeding the goals or the expectations for the companies, you are a shitty manager. Means you have put poor leaders, or they're not even really leaders, poor people in that seat. Sales managers come in, they're like, hey, we're going to implement, so you've been working in the field forever. This person comes from a different industry. It's like, hey, I'm going to start calling you every morning and I'm going to micromanage you. No, you're not. Haven't been micromanaged so far, so you're not going to start with micromanaging me now. You go to your manager and you say, hey, I have a problem. This customer wants this package. And the sales manager's like, oh my God, let me look to see what that package includes. It's like, what, you don't have it memorized? You don't know the product? Or you come and say, hey, the customer wants to know, is this possible with this service? Let's just say, oh, I don't know. Can I add this, and this with this program, this service? And they don't know themselves. They got to ask somebody else and get back with you because they don't know your product. So when you have expectations of a manager, at the very minimum, we expect them to have at least been in our industry, to be at least at the very minimum to do what we do. And I'm not even saying to the level that we do it, because some of us are pretty freaking awesome. But when they can't even do it at 0.1% to what you do, that's not a good manager for you. I don't need someone to read reports and just put on a piece of paper or throw it up on the computer. Hey, these are the numbers, these are the expectations, and these are the people that have hit their quota. For all intents and purposes, I have an 8-year-old granddaughter that can make those reports. She could tell who hit their numbers. All you got to do is give them to her, and she could do it. She's a whiz on the computer. So really, you're putting these people in place to give a report and paying them a substantial amount of income, but yet they're not effective leaders, and they don't know how to lead a sales team. They don't know how to motivate you when it's 104 degrees. They don't know how to tell you how to find something because they have never done it themselves. But these are the people that they're putting in management. They're giving them these titles, right? And they don't want a true leader, because a true leader is someone who's done it. They lead from the front. They don't have to push from the back. They don't have to dictate. They don't have to micromanage, because they lead by example. And the problem is we have managers that are being put into place that have absolutely no skill set. None. And you guys know I'm right. Had a friend call me from California. I'm in Texas. Had a friend call me from California. Hey, check this shit out that my manager's doing. Question is, have they ever done what you've done before? No. Okay. They came from a completely different industry. You better be glad they can remember your name and know how to type in a keyboard and know how to bring coffee to the meeting. So let's really think about it. So when we think about a sales manager, we need to get it out of our head as salespeople and reprogram ourselves. We almost, shall I say, we need to dumb down our own brain so that we don't get frustrated with our managers. So we really need to change our expectations of a manager. Seriously, we do. We really do. Because there's so few good managers. And I'm talking about when you get one of those average managers, right, that they bring in, the 90 percentile that they bring in from managers that have never been in your industry. So we need to refocus the way we think to make sure that our expectations aren't let down, right? So let's just dumb it down. Start looking at your sales manager as your personal assistant. Yeah, personal assistant. Hey, I need you to locate this part number for me. At the very minimum, they can do that. They've got a computer there. While you're in the field, let them Google something. Let them do the research. Hey, I need an extra part. Great. That's what the sales manager's there for. Dumb it down. I'm thirsty. Where's the water? See, those are questions that you can ask your manager that he'll know, right? Or she'll know. It's like, hey, is there a conference room around here? See, they're going to know that one. See, got to change the expectations of them. What time are they serving lunch? They're going to know that too. How to design a system or how to sell a large deal? No, that's not what they're for. Short of getting your coffee, they are your assistant. If you want to know the reports and you're too lazy to look it up yourself and go into your computer, call the manager. He'll know what the report says because that's what he can read. Don't call him how to close a deal. See, that's for you to know. And those are going to come in our other podcast. Don't call your manager how to close a deal. Call him and ask him what the temperature is going to be today. That he can Google and he can figure out. You got a customer with a tough question? You better figure that out yourself. Might even call operations. But don't call your sales manager. Call him if you don't know what to wear that day. He can Google that too. Yeah. Because see, these poor leaders and poor management that have never done it themselves, I mean, I'm telling you, it's crazy. And then they don't want to promote you because you would not get them to their goal if you're not there on the number sheet. So they're not going to promote you. Maybe after watching this video, they might. But plan on it. They're not going to promote you. You sell too much. You are a producer. You are a mule. Okay? They are your freaking assistant. So treat them as such. Ask them simple questions. Keep it very dumbed down for them. Don't get technical with them because they're not going to know the answer. Because again, they were not promoted from within your industry. And if they were not a top producer, so they cannot do what you do. Now, that's sad and funny at the same time, but that's just how it is, right? I mean, let's just be honest. All you salespeople who are watching this crap, you guys know that the sales managers are not put in place to help us bring up our numbers. They're there to write you up if you had a bad month. See, they can do that because they know how to use a pencil and paper. So they'll write you up if you haven't hit your numbers. but they won't know how to get you to your numbers. See, the manager can write you up. A leader can get you to your numbers and exceed those goals. So we're not getting leaders. We're getting horrible managers. I can speak from experience because, as I've told you before, I'm still in outside sales. I've got managers saying some of the craziest stuff to me, and I have the audacity, still me, to look stupid when they say something stupid, forgetting I should have just asked the fool for a cup of coffee. Then I wouldn't have the frustrations that I have, right? But yeah, they just don't. I mean, you would expect, they bring them in, they don't train them. They teach them how to use a computer. And again, 8-year-olds are doing computers nowadays. So they're teaching them how to use a computer. They teach them how to read a report. They tell them how to stand in front of a meeting and tell you what the numbers and the expectations are. But they don't know how to tell you to get there because they haven't taken that road themselves. So why are large corporations bringing in these people? It's simple. They don't want anybody of knowledge and power. They don't. They don't. If you know your industry backwards and forward and you've been doing it for a long time, you are not a good prospect, because they know with that position that you're also going to challenge them and you're going to suggest things to make it better for them and show them an easier route. But they don't want that. They don't want that. No. No. They want your numbers. The greedy bastards want your numbers. You are a mule. So again, let me reiterate. They are just your managers. Change your expectations. They are truly your assistant at the very best. Maybe they can bring you some tools out in the field. They can print some documents for you. They can make copies for you. That's another good one they can do. Let's think, what else could one of these dumb managers do for you that you can't do for yourself? They know where to order the lunch from. They know how to read a menu. They can order lunch for that monthly meeting or weekly meeting, how often you have it. But change your expectations. What they cannot do, and I've yet to see a manager walk into a facility with me to teach me and to close a deal on the spot. So I've yet to ever have a manager do what I've done. Sure, they'll say, hey, I walk with you all day. They have no clue what to say. They don't know how to introduce themselves. They don't know what to do. Can they put a sticker on a window? Yeah, they can do that. They do know how to hang stickers that says, sorry, I missed you. They can do that. And they do know how to put a business card in a door. They were taught that. That was in part of their training. Their training was not to teach you how to sell, because they cannot do it themselves. So again, change your expectations on what a sales manager should be doing so that you don't get frustrated, and know that person is in place to be your personal assistant and to kiss whoever's butt is above you, to say, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, yes, ma'am. No, I printed the copies for them. I sure did. No, I ordered lunch too. Yeah, no. I sent out a thing to going, hey, it's a heat warning today. Bring plenty of water. It's your personal assistant. Change your expectations. They don't know the product. You're lucky if they've ever even used your product before. And I'm talking about from your company, because they probably have not. The pricing. They won't know how to negotiate and flip around pricing and get stuff. They go to their computer because they don't have anything memorized. So again, change your expectations for your sales manager, your sales managers, aka leaders, and know that's just your freaking personal assistant when you need it. Now, please hit the like button, subscribe, and I will see you guys next week. And thank you again for tuning in to Sales Leadership for Dummies. Makes you want to pull your hair out with these shitty managers. But anyways, have a great day. Bye-bye.